you're somewhere that has, say, 5 million naira budget to invest in real estate in Abuja, then you have to watch this video to the very end, because in this video, you are going to be learning all the tricks about how to know whether that 5 million naira is about to be invested in the right location, or you're about to be cheated, or maybe scammed, or you are getting good value for your money. We're going to be looking at a lot of things. My name is Raymond Ijeomah, and I am the lawyer that loves real estate. Or if you like the real estate entrepreneur that uses law as a tool in the best interest of my clients. And this video is brought to you by Fortreal Rei Ltd, the real estate company right here in the city of Abuja, and we bring you the absolute best of real estate here in the city. As a company, we don't just look out for investment opportunities that will yield you or help you build sustainable wealth. We also educate you so that you know how to safely and rightly invest in real estate in Abuja or Nigeria generally. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, drop a comment, and basically stay in touch by reaching out to the numbers showing right on your screen. So let's get started. So the focus of this entire conversation is that a lot of persons want to invest in real estate in Abuja. Abuja is a very desirable location to invest in. But for some of these persons, because they are not into the real estate sector, it is quite difficult to understand when your budget can get you A or can get you B, right? And because of that level of ignorance, respectfully, for most persons, it leads to certain scams and certain things or stories that are not good stories that you want to tell, right? Particularly for those who are not very familiar with the Abuja city, or those who are living in the diaspora, which we're quite interested in and ensuring that they get the best of real estate in Nigeria. So we're going to be looking at all of this. So basically in this video, we're not just going to be handing over the fish to you, we're going to be teaching you how to fish. In other words, you're going to be learning on understanding what that 5 million can give to you or what it cannot get for you. But the very first element that we have to pay attention to is, where is this land? Where is this land? Please, emphasis on this particular conversation is on land, not on properties or houses, right? Not on houses that are built up already, just on land. There's going to be another video where I'm going to be looking at houses, all right? And hopefully we're going to be looking at houses, say around 50 million, or those that have a 50 million naira budget. So for this particular one, the first thing we have to be asking ourselves is, where is this land, right? In other words, we're looking at location. And you need to understand, if you don't understand yet, that there are 5 phases of development in Abuja. And each of these phases are categorized, or each location, or each city, or each town. For example, Maitama, Asokoro, Lugbe, Lokogoma, and all of these locations, every town, every city, every geographical location within Abuja is categorized into these different phases, right? So there are certain phases that it is absolutely a no-no for you to get a 5 million naira land. For example, the phase 1, and let's even add the phase 2 of Abuja, getting a 5 million naira land in these locations are almost impossible, right? So the first question you need to ask yourself is, where is this land? Like I said, the second point is, how accessible is this property? So even though it is in phase 5 of Abuja, how accessible is it inside that phase 5? Because even in that phase 5, there are certain locations where you can't even get, or it is not possible for you to get a 5 million naira land because of the level of development already in that place. So under this second element, you have to now ask yourself, where or how accessible is this particular place in terms of accessibility to road, or is it in front of a tarred road, or even the road connections or networks around that particular place. The third point is the title of the property and the issuing authority. This is quite sensitive, and in fact, we have done a very comprehensive video on this subject matter. The subject matter of title documents in Abuja, and you can check out that video for that. But for this particular, just to explain it in this particular video, you need to understand the title document that this particular property is coming with. And there are basic or statutorily 2 basic title documents in Abuja. Of course, there's extra, but which is the reason why you have to watch that video to get this point. So I'll just focus on, I'll try not to mention the points here, so that, because if I have to mention the points, then I have to be able to explain it, right? So just make sure you understand the title in question, because titles or different titles or statutory title documents have different value. So if it is A and they tell you that it's 5 million naira, you already know that no, it is not possible for this to be the title. In fact, for yesterday, for example, I had a lady who reached out and was told that she had a place that she was offered land or less than 1 million naira, and it's FCDA title. She mentioned the location, and I told her that that is not possible. The reason I know that is not possible is because of the experience, because I understand the value of the title document they are mentioning, and if they got it at the right price, no, there was no way they could have gotten it at the right price and be selling to her even after factoring profit and still be able to sell it at that price because of the value they are claiming or because of the title they are claiming to have, right? So you need to be able to understand the title, the value, as well as the issuing authority. Is it the local government? Is it the federal government? All right. And let's go to number 4, which is the size of the property. And in other words, we're looking at what is the plot size. So for example, we already explained in one of our videos about the concept of plot size and all of that. But basically, if you're looking at getting the plot of land in Abuja, the value is also attached to the size of that property, or the price is also attached or also determines how much that you'll be paying for it. So that is also very important to look at. And then number 5, on that this particular point, remember there's going to be another set of factors to look at. On that part, I'm going to be directly telling you what you cannot get, or I'm going to be painting a picture with 5 elements as well, right? So you need to stick to that point so that you get all of the entire gist. And the last or the 5th part or element that you need to be looking at is valuation, right? So the concept of valuation is that the land is valued, right? Either by a professional or no, there are 2 ways in my opinion. So you can either get in a professional to value the property, which is an element that will help you determine whether you can get it at 5 million or it actually should be more than 5 million. The other part is getting a professional. So because of our experience, for example, had situations where, this situation where, or this transaction that happened where a client told me, or client that was in the UK, sent her representative or a relative to help acquire a property. It was a relative that suggested the property, and she brought me in to help check the property. And the moment they took me to the site, the moment I got to the land, I told them that this is not possible. You can't get this land at this price and at this size, right? And of course, due diligence had to be done. And 3 days after, to cut the very long story short, it was a very, very funny incident. But 3 days after, we realized that it was an entire scam. An entire scam. And as a matter of fact, there was markup. In other words, the price or the land equation was going for less than 1 million naira, but somebody had to make it up to that. And all of the scam was revealed after 3 days. And the only reason that happened was because first, there was an understanding based on experience of that location to know that this money cannot get you at this. This money cannot afford this particular location, right? So you can either involve a professional valuer, or based on experience, one can determine whether this is worth 5 million or more than 5 million. Now, specifically, if you have a budget of 5 million, this part, I'm going to be telling you what you cannot get. In other words, when you know what you cannot get, then it gives you an idea of what you can get, right? The reason I'm avoiding what you can get is because there are very tiny exceptions, right? But with this explanation I'm going to be giving here with 5 elements as well, it will help you know that this one is, okay, this is what my money can afford. And it's okay to be able to afford a 5 million naira. It's not easy at all. It's not easy. 5 million is not easy to come by, right? Especially when you are working hard for it. So we do understand and we appreciate your efforts and your work and all of that. So, for example, any land that is 15 to 20 minutes drive to the city center, I'm not sure 5 million can afford it. Any land in Abuja that is 15 to 20 minutes to the city center, the central business district, or the heart of Abuja, I'm not sure 5 million naira can afford it. If it's with an FCDA title regularized and it is still around that range of 20 minutes drive, at this point, I think it's okay. Let me leave it at 20 minutes drive, right? If it's safely within a 20 minutes drive and it still has an FCDA title regularized title, then there's a lot of questions to answer or a lot of clarifications to get. And number 3, it is along a tarred road or very accessible. Along a tarred road or in a very accessible location. At that point, I'm not sure 5 million can still get it for you, especially within that driving range. And then if it's up to 400 square meters, this speaks to the issue of size, right? Some persons, particularly those who are not very familiar with the Abuja setting, some persons want to get 900 square meters, some want 1,000 square meters. In fact, some persons want 100 by 100. Right, at that point, you're already asking for too much, and 5 million naira may not get you that. And then the fifth one, which summarizes the entire scenario I'm drawing or I'm painting, is the fact that it is immediately habitable. If it is immediately habitable, then that becomes a challenge. 5 million, I don't think can afford that in the city of Abuja, right? If you're going to the outskirts, of course, then that takes away the very first point, which is 15 to 20 minutes drive to the city center. So which is the foundation of the scenario I just drew. So if you look at all of these points, these 5 points together, you already know that 5 million cannot afford it. So this now gives you an indication of what your 5 million can buy. So for example, it may be outside of a 20 minutes drive to the city center, and that's okay. That is okay for a start. Even if it's not for a start, I have clients who buy repeated lands, not anywhere close to the city center. Their focus is just investing in the future of Abuja, because where that location that was a bush, or that location that is a city today, was once a bush. I like to always say that every city was once a bush, and every bush has the inherent capacity to become a city, right? So if you can start at that particular level and even do it consistently, compound effect will come in to help you build sustainable wealth through the real estate sector. I think the last point I should make or say about that is the fact that you don't wait to buy real estate, you buy real estate and wait. Don't wait for that particular place to be developed. The truth about it is the place that, in fact, let me use Lagos for example. The places that are the heart of Lagos right now were never the heart of Lagos in the beginning. Places in Abuja right now, I can tell you up to like 5 places in Abuja right now that in 10 years time, those places are going to be the key, the hot locations in Abuja, not even the Asokoro or the Maitama of today. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this video, I think I've done justice to this subject matter based on the short time that I have. Do subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop a comment, and basically stay in touch. My name is Raymond Ijeomah, and I am the lawyer that loves real estate, or if you like, the real estate entrepreneur that is law as a tool in the best interest of my clients. Again, the subject matter was what 5 million naira can get for you in Abuja. In case 5 million naira is your budget, or 20 million or 50 million, you're looking to invest it in the beautiful city of Abuja, we'll be happy to serve you. We'll be honored to serve you at Fortreal Rei Ltd. Enjoy the rest of your day, and numbers to reach out are right on your screen. Bye.